18 to 24 months. What are you seeing out there? It's such a long timeline that tells you that we will actually hit a recession, not a downturn, but a recession.
Well, the first thing to look at is what I was commenting about earlier, which is full employment. Historically, when we've passed the target rate of unemployment, as it continues to fall, the timing for that historically would indicate that there's a recession on the horizon in the next 2 years. The other thing to look at is a rather technical thing that goes on in the bond market, which traders talk about the yield curve and the flattening of the yield curve. And what the flattening of the yield curve is nothing more that long-term debt rates are not rising as fast as short-term rates. And that's because the Federal Reserve is becoming more and more aggressive about increasing short-term interest rates. When you look at this increase in short-term interest rates and its impact on the economy, the corporate sector, which now has record levels of debt, both in nominal terms and as a percentage of GDP, cannot really withstand a significant rise in short-term rates before it's going to eat into free cash flow, and then at some point that will lead to tightening credit standards and ultimately cause corporations to have to slow down growth and retrench. And the timing for all of this, when you look historically, pans out to be around 2 years from where we are today. And this has happened in every recession in the post-war period. And I really believe that the pattern is playing itself out just as you would expect it to.
I appreciate you being on the record on that, because we can all come back to you in that timeline and say, Scott, you said we would have one. Two things. The first thing is, how much upside is there in the market before that happens? Because, here's my point on the markets. I always say people are greedy, and that is the problem. They leave the money in the market. They are not pulling it out. At what point do you decide you're going to sit on some gains, or is it way too early to even start thinking about that now?
Well, I think for people that are in the market, they should stay in. To start thinking about adding to stocks at this point, you're kind of getting late in the game. Paul, I love your comment. I often quote Baron von Rothschild that when asked the secret of his great wealth, he responded, "I sold early," right? So, this isn't the time to start thinking about buying. But on the other hand, when we're at the point where we're about 2 years away from recession, which is where I think we are, that penultimate year before a recession often has some of the best returns for equities, on average in the area of 15 to 20%. So my view is that given the surge in earnings that we've had, the fact that even though interest rates are rising, they're still relatively low, we probably have some more room to run in stocks. But this is the rally to sell, not to buy into.
Okay, so if you're in a situation where you're like, my goodness, I'm trading these options and the market is driving me absolutely nuts. It keeps going higher. It keeps going lower. I thought the market was going to crash, but it's not crashing. It looks like it's going higher. It looks like it's going to reach for the moon, just like Bitcoin was going to reach for the moon in December of 2017, right? So if the markets are getting you confused, this is what you want to do if you want to get results in 2018. You simply want to visit marketcrash.money. You want to click this big green button right here, how to profit. Schedule your one-on-one training consultation and get all the questions that are on your mind right now that might have been on your mind over the last 30 days, over the last 60 days, over the last 90 days. Whether you're looking to be a day trader or a swing trader, whether you're looking to put some long-term investments that will benefit you over the next 6 months, over the next year, over the next 2 years, regardless of what your situation is, if you're looking for more answers, if you're looking for more information, if you're looking for more timely strategies to take advantage of this market before it takes advantage of you, definitely click this big green button, how to profit. Take action now. I will talk to you soon, and make your 2018 the most profitable year ever.